Hey everyone, welcome to Cabaret on the Couch. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Ian. I am the producer of tonight's event, and as crazy as it sounds to say, of the 14 Cabaret on the Couches that precede this one, we have an incredible night of talent here with us, a lot of folks from Broadway, and we're really humbled to have them here, and a lot of wonderful rising star talent. Accolades every month because, like I say, it's just, we're so blessed with the talent we have. We are here tonight to support Arts for Immigrants, which is an organization that seeks not only to make safe spaces in the arts for immigrant performers, but to highlight immigration issues and tell the stories of immigrants through art. So we are packed to the brim tonight. I don't want to keep folks waiting any longer than they already have been. So we're going to cut right to it and enjoy the evening, everybody.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Samella Carryl, and I'm the host of tonight's show. I'm excited that we can showcase an incredible organization called Arts for Immigrants in today's show that seeks to create a safe space for immigrant artists. The first performer we have for tonight is Katryna Marttala and Logan Marttala performing The Story by Brandi Carlile. Enjoy.
can't hear you. I think you might be muted.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you so much for performing. Hi, guys. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for performing. So I just want to know, why did you pick your song tonight?
The real answer is this song was featured on the musical episode of Grey's Anatomy. And Logan and I, we live in different states. We're visiting each other right now. So as soon as I watched it, I texted it to him and I said, Logan, when I come home, we should do this song together. So that's why we picked it. He's just a good sport. So
you guys are a sibling superstar duo. And so I just want to know, how did you get your start in music?
Logan?
We started when I was about 10 and she was 12. We competed in an Air Force talent show. And then from then on, we started playing in downtown San Antonio and other venues across the area.
Yeah, we sang on the Riverwalk for a while. And we were in a band with a bunch of doctors.
Yeah.
So it was just 12-year-old, 10-year-old Logan and a bunch of doctors in this band performing at restaurants in the wee hours of the night. But it was very fun and a great way to get exposed to the music scene at a young age.
That's really incredible. Like that's so cool. And now that you guys are older and you've been performing all this time, what are you guys doing with music now and performing now?
So I'm currently in college studying business, but especially my freshman year before COVID hit, I was performing at like sorority events with a music group at my college.
Yeah, Logan also plays with the trumpet. So he's very you were first chair. He's very multi-talented and humble. And right now I'm living in New York Sessions as their associate producer, which is super fun because 6 of the performers tonight are Broadway Sessions alum. So it's exciting to hear everybody again.
That's incredible. Thank you guys so much for being here and for performing. I wish you all the best. You guys are so talented. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
So our next performer is Nicole Vanessa Ortiz singing Don't Forget Me from Smash.
They thought they could dispose of me, but they tried to make me small. I suffered each indignity when our eyes above it all. You suppress our pain, it's all I have, but at last I find release. And something good can come from that, because grace and peace. So if you see someone touch and you need love, don't forget me. Oh, you're a melody crying from some baby friend. You don't forget me. When you sing happy birthday to someone you love, or sometimes you wish you were free. Please say that you won't. I pray that you don't forget me. But forget every man who I ever met, cause they only live to control. For this they pay $1,000, yet they paid 50 cents for my soul. They took their piece, the price of fame that no one can repay. Oh, but they didn't buy me when they bought my name, and that is why I pray that when you see someone's hurt and in need of a friend, you don't forget me. Oh, you're a melody crying with some lady friend, you don't forget me. When you sing happy birthday to someone you love, or sing time into
Oh my goodness. I'm absolutely speechless. You are so amazing. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me. I tell you, these virtual performances, as I mentioned in rehearsals, and stuff, they give me so much anxiety. I never know if I'm coming through to the people, so I hope at least more than 50% came through, because these kinds of productions and virtual shows really mean a lot to me. But like I said, it's a learning curve, especially with the pandemic.
Yeah, but it all came through. It was beautiful, and
yeah.
it was clear and perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Awesome.
So, why did you pick that song? It's so powerful. What does the message mean to you?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, I love Smash. I loved the TV series. I wasn't as committed to seeing all of the episodes consequentially, but when I heard this particular song, it was understood that it was from, the preface of Marilyn Monroe sort of speaking her truth, aka Norma Jean. And what I loved about this particular song in attachment to the theme for tonight, Arts for Immigrants, is that there's just so many lyrical sections, so many lyrical vignettes that really cater to what really fulfills our purpose as artists. And I just liked the idea of kind of, just stripping apart the glamour that people are so used to seeing in performing artistry, and just sort of like, the whole glitz of it all, and really trying to have an opportunity to shed a little bit of humanity when it comes to not necessarily our, relativity to Marilyn Monroe as far as her life is concerned, but our relativity to her being in the spotlight and not feeling humanized in her role throughout, the spotlight as a public figure and just as a bona fide, personality. So I just liked that a lot of these lyrical moments really gave a lot of intimate moments that would allow audiences to understand that outside of all the lights, cameras, and action and glitz and glam, we really do this because we really want to serve a bigger purpose that allows us as artists to show what it means to really share a part of our humanity, which is giving back. And that's what I felt like this song allowed me to do. It allowed me to kind of connect with that theme, that nuance, and just somewhat of those undertones.
Definitely. And to what you said about the humanity, I think, Arts for Immigrants seeking to help immigrant artists express their humanity and their stories, and be able to do that, I think is so important. And so for you, what kind of stories do you think are missing from the artistic community and that need to be told and to be given an opportunity?
So if you could bear with me, could you repeat that question just a little bit slower? Because on my end, it's feeding back a little bit, but I'm sure that you're able to hear me. So I just want to make sure I'm answering your questions right.
Of course. So I just want to know, what stories do you think need to be told and, are missing from the artistic community that need to be put to the forefront?
Okay, I got little bits and pieces of that. I'm hoping that the question you asked is, what do I hope from the art community when it comes to talking about the humanity of immigration?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to use context clues. Thank you for being so forgiving. It was interesting. I kind of want to piggyback off of some of the off the stage, behind the curtain conversations that we sort of had during rehearsals. And, I think what I would like to see when it comes to creating new stories about immigration all across the board is, stories that allow us to take chances on having uncomfortable conversations that, may feel a little bit uneasy, but also put us in a position of humility to understand that when we have, these kinds of discussions, when it talks about the inequity of immigration and how they're not treated as fairly as your modern day civilian in a part of the world, say America, for instance, where they sort of have to pay their dues and earn their rights to be given some of that same treatment. There's such a fine line, and I think that through the art of storytelling and via the musical theater production platform, music is a language all on its own, and you can really accomplish a lot when you target people's emotions. And a lot of times people tend to diminish the value of connecting with people through their emotions because they feel as though there's no logic behind it. But I think when it comes to theater, there's actually more logic and more thoughtfulness and mindfulness that goes into that sort of preparation process. And how are we going to reach everyone? You know, when we're talking about a story like immigration, it's obviously to represent one particular group that needs these stories told. But at the same time, how do we talk about it in a way where it's empathized from people who don't walk those same shoes? And so one of the things that, I really enjoyed, speaking with your creative team about was coded media, like flipping the script and being able to tell a story that starts off from a direct, representative place as far as the characters that represent those stories well, but then also flipping the script and making it understood. What if this was your situation? What if this was your experience? How would you want to be treated? It's really easy to just say what people are supposed to do to earn, trust and to earn, fair treatment. But there's just some things that I feel like we kind of cross the line on when it comes to humanity. Like human rights and political rights really tend to go head to head. And it's part of the reason why I don't really, get involved with politics, but I just hate that politics finds a way to always exploit humanity and tries to find a way to sort of agenda and marginalize that into how they create policies that have ulterior motives. And those things need to be discussed in theater and in stories. And it needs to be discussed in a way where it kind of makes you squint. It makes you think and go, okay, well, obviously, I'm never going to stop feeling like I'm just one small okey doke person. But at least if I can allow this particular, this particular story to change the way I think about how I treat people, imagine what that would look like multiplied times a million viewers. That's why Netflix and Hulu and all of these TV streaming platforms are so important to open up for all creatives, inclusively. Because when we're only doing it from a producer director end where it's being facilitated by, not necessarily white people just in general, but people who don't understand the experience firsthand, there has to be some accountability in who they put on those creative teams to bring authenticity to those kinds of narratives. So I think during the pandemic, we did get to see a little bit here and there when it came to, stories about, if not immigration, just, the minority, or, even saying that is sometimes an oxymoron, but the minority in terms of how certain groups of people are treated. We got to see, some little window peeks of what showing stories like that could look and feel like. And I want to see that happen for people who have the immigration experience. And I want to see it happen in a truthful way, not in a sugar-coated way. Because it's like a ripple in the pond. Once one person does it, it spreads, but somebody's got to do it. And we're really, just trying to balance out who we rely on to do that. Because a lot of us, I feel helpless, feel like we don't have enough power to make some of those stories come to life. But I think if we took our individual power and came together as a collective, we could probably make some impact if we did it together. And that's going to be a learning curve, because in America, we're taught to fend for ourselves, right? So it's a lot of unlearning and relearning, and that's the same kind of culture that has to kind of be redeveloped and restored in theater as well.
Definitely. And I think, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. You have been wonderful. Thank you so much. And we're so grateful that you could be here tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So to everyone who's watching, please don't forget that you can donate to Arts for Immigrants with the Venmo that's at the bottom of the screen. Even $1 will be helpful to support their cause. Our next performer is Max Avramis, who will be singing Your Song by Elton John.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those people who can easily hide, and I don't have much money, but if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. So excuse me for getting these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or if they're blue. 'Cause anyway, the thing is, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes that I've ever seen. Oh, and you can tell everybody this is your song. It may seem quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. In the world.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Max, we talked in dress rehearsal about you graduating with a musical theater degree, which is amazing. Congratulations. How did you get your start doing music and musical theater?
Well, how did I get my start? I guess when I was a kid, my biggest inspiration was my older brother and my older siblings, and because my older brother was the one who first did theater and was my first like role model in that area. And so I was just like, oh, he looks like he's having so much fun, and this is something I want to do. And he had found such an amazing community of friends, and I was like, this is a community of friends that I truly feel like I'm missing in my life. Even as like a teenager, I was like, this is what I'm missing, and this is what I need. And I was just kind of following that. And that's what led me to trying out for like community theater upstate in Ithaca. And that's what introduced me to auditioning for colleges and musical theater programs. And you could do this as a degree professionally. And then I auditioned for PACE, and I am so grateful I got in and living life ever since.
I mean, we can all see why you got in. You're remarkably talented. And you talked about the community that you saw that, you know, the arts had created. And what has that community meant to you?
The theater community honestly like means everything to me. It gave me a safe space for me to like explore myself and learn more about myself and about others, and about how the space I take up meets the space that other people that I'm just meeting, how they take up space, and how do we interact. And it's just been like a beautiful thing to be part of, to observe, and to learn from other people coming from all different walks of life. And I just knew that this was the community that I needed in order to grow and to keep learning in the way that I want to learn and grow as a human being. And so yeah, I'm really grateful for my time there, and for all the people I met along the way, all the friends I made along the way.
That is so beautiful. And I'm so glad that you, and I know myself and almost everyone watching, has found that same community in art or music or whatever they do. So it's really great. Thank you so much for sharing with us and for your beautiful song. And we're really happy to have had you.
Thank you, Samella. Thank you so much.
Well, that was lovely. And now we're going to move on to yet another lovely performer, Emma Federer, singing Reflection from Mulan.
Look at me, I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Can it be? I'm not meant to play this part. Now I see that if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Somehow I cannot hide who I am, though I've tried. When will my reflection show who I am inside? When will my reflection show who I am inside?
That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
So that song, of course, was from Mulan, a Disney movie. And we've talked, I know that you love Disney and that you have specific Disney goals that you want to accomplish, that we all want to see you accomplish. Would you like to share them?
I would love to. So hi to everybody. My name's Emma. I am a aspiring screenwriter, and I would love, hopefully everybody has gone and bought and watched Raya and the Last Dragon. But I would love to write Disney's next Filipino princess film. I wouldn't make her a princess, but imagine like all of the mythology of Hercules and like that fun energy of a hero's journey. But instead of doing some land that doesn't really exist in real world, I would root it in Filipino mythology, and I would root it in the traditional tribe of Philippines. And it's my dream to one day, like if I ever have children, maybe, that they would be able to grow up and have like a role model that looks like them, that like would have some sort of connection to their culture. That would be something that would be a dream of mine. Yeah.
Of course. And, we discussed representation is so important. Just having people have the opportunity to see themselves in the art that's being created around them. And you mentioned that in dress rehearsal that your grandmother emigrated here. And so I wanted to ask you, as someone who, is from an immigrant family, why is it important for immigrants to be able to have a safe space here in the arts and just in general?
That is such a good question. So not only is my family rooted in immigration, my girlfriend is also an immigrant. And I think it's so important for people to be able to have a safe space to create things here. Because my grandma and grandpa immigrated as doctors, and they worked in a tiny, tiny little town in Tennessee, and they were the only two doctors in the whole town. And they wouldn't have been able to like do their form of art, which was medicine, and like take care of the people and their patients that they did for like more than 30 or 40 years. If they hadn't been able to have this space to exist. And I think something that I really strive for is representation in mixed spaces. Like I am a mixed Asian American. I wouldn't say that I'm fully Filipino. I would also not say I'm fully American. I would say almost any immigrant that is coming to America is living in that mixed space where they're bringing their culture and their experiences from their home country, and they're also mixing it with American culture. And if we don't like actively create space for that and actively allow those people to tell their stories and flourish, we're going to miss out on a whole spectrum of the in-between and the mixed. And I think it's so important to give those people voices.
Definitely. And I completely agree. I think everyone deserves to be able to tell their stories and to share a part of who they are. And we're very excited to see the incredible things that you're going to do. I know that very soon you won't just be an aspiring screenwriter, you will be full-blown getting paid for it and all that. So
love that.
Exactly. We're very excited to see what you'll do. Thank you so much for your beautiful song.
Thank you so much for hosting this, and I can't wait to read your screenwritings. And thank you so much to Cabaret on the Couch for this amazing show. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, Emma. The next performer is going to be Kathryn Allison singing the Song of Purple Summer from Spring Awakening.
Hello, this is Purple Summer from Spring Awakening from my album Something Real. Enjoy. And all shall fade, the flowers of spring, the world and all the sorrow at the heart of everything. But still it stays, the butterfly sings and opens purple summer with the flutter of its wing. The earth will wave with corn, the gray fly choir will mourn, and mares will neigh with stallions that they made, vows they bore, and all shall know the wonder of purple summer. And yet I wait, the swallow brings a song too hard to follow that no one else can sing. The fences sway, the porches swing, the clouds begin to thunder, crickets wander murmuring. The earth will wave with corn, the gray fly choir will mourn, and mares will neigh with stallions that they made, vows they born, and all shall know the wonder. I will sing the song of purple summer. All shall know the wonder. I will sing the song of purple summer. All shall know the wonder. The song of purple summer. The song. The song of purple summer. All shall know the wonder. Purple summer. Thank you.
I think we can all agree that that was fantastic, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much to Kathryn for her performance. We'll next be hearing from Arts for Immigrants. And as we've said before in the show, Arts for Immigrants is an organization that seeks to support immigrants and help them have a safe space to create their art once they come here. And it's so important that people of all communities can have a safe space, and especially immigrants who are coming to a new experience can have a safe space to create their art. Please don't forget that you can donate to the Arts for Immigrants Venmo, which is on the screen below. Anything will be accepted and appreciated. And we're honored to support them tonight. So we will be hearing a video from their YouTube channel entitled, "Give Me Your Tired, Give Me Your Poor." I hope you enjoy.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send the homeless tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. Turn out to the prayer, to the ocean, my home, sweet home. Give me your time. Give me your time, your poor. The hollow masses yearning to breathe free. Stand beside them and guide them through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prayer, to the ocean's white with fall. Send these homeless tempest tossed to me, God bless America, my home, sweet home, sweet home, sweet home. God bless America, America, our home, sweet. Give me your time, your God bless America, your time, your
That was so moving and absolutely beautiful, and I hope you all are moved as well. Our next performer is Jana Jackson singing Natural Woman by Aretha Franklin.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another tale, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind. You're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. soul was in the lost and found. You came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong with me till your kiss helped me name it. Oh, now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for. And if I make you happy, I don't need to do more. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. Oh, baby, what you done to me. Ooh, you make me feel so good inside. And I just wanna be close to you. You're making me feel so alive. Oh, you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel, oh, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel.
I think I speak for everyone when I say I have chills. That was so amazing. You have an incredible voice. How did you start singing? Where did you have your start?
I started singing in church with my sisters, and slowly kind of wanted to build my solo career. So dipped and started doing theater in high school and got into Pace University for musical theater. And since then, I've been growing a lot musically. I didn't have any formal training, voice teachers or anything. So I learned a lot in college, and I'm really glad that I've grown so much. Yeah,
I started singing in church with my sister too, so I completely relate. But yeah, you have an incredible talent, and you're just amazing. That was amazing. We talked in dress rehearsal about the art world and whether it's inclusive and whether everyone always feels safe in that space. So for you, what has your experience been, and what do you hope to see going forward?
Well, my experience in theater hasn't been the most welcoming or inclusive, but I think I see like the light at the end of the tunnel moving forward. I just think the industry is changing its biases and changing, just opening doors for people like me, and also Arts for Immigrants. Like, that was beautiful, and just to see like so many different people from different experiences getting to do what they love, that's more of what I want to see in the future, and more safe spaces for theater, and just being able to do what you love. Me and my friends, we had a similar experience in school, feeling like we didn't have as many resources available to us in theater, and we've met every Sunday since school has been out, and we wanted to put together a nonprofit for Black students around the world.
and support them with resources and advice. Maybe we're still working on our mission statement, but we want to create more safe spaces for Black artists out there in the world. So yeah, that's what I would love to see more of and hope for in the future.
That's a beautiful mission, and it's definitely needed. And I'm looking forward to the incredible things you do, and both as a musician and with your nonprofit. And I know that you guys will reach so many people, and I'm really excited to see you. Thank you so much for being here. We really love
you for having me. Thank you so much.
Of course. Our next performer is Donna Vivino singing "So Big, So Small" from Dear Evan Hansen.
It was a February day when your dad came by before going away. A U-Haul truck in the driveway. We let you sit behind the wheel. I told you not to come outside, but you saw that truck and you smiled so wide. A real live truck in our driveway. The day it was suddenly real. Goodbye, goodbye. Now it's just me and my little guy. And the house felt so big, and I felt so small. The house felt so big, and I felt so small. That night I talked you into bed. I will never forget how you sat up and said, "Is there another truck coming to our driveway? A truck that will take Mommy away." And the house felt so big, and I felt so small. The house felt so big, and I knew there would be moments that I'd miss, and I knew there would be space I couldn't fill, and I knew I'd come up short a million different ways, and I did. And I do. And I will. But like that February day, I will take your hand, squeeze it tightly, and say, "There's not another truck coming to the driveway. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here, no matter what. I'll be here when it all feels so big, till it all feels so small. When it all feels so big, till it all feels so small. Till it all feels so small.
Hi, Samella.
Hi, how are you?
Put my
Thank you
headphones.
so much.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. I mean, your performance, even having heard it last night at the dress rehearsal, it's just so engaging, and I could just feel it's just so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
with us.
you. Thank you. It was wild doing it live. By the way, Jana was amazing. I just want to say, everybody's been, but I was like, oh my goodness, that was incredible, Jana. I just wanted to say that.
But yeah, so why did you choose to pick that song?
Oh my goodness. Well, many reasons. I've started kind of learning it. I saw the show not too long before everything shut down, and I was blown away by how it captures the life of a single mother, of a mother with a son. I have a young son, so it was really one of the first times in seeing theater that I truly was like, oh my gosh, this Pasek and Paul literally have encapsulated in one song what it feels like as a mother and having a child, and it speaks to me. It speaks to my heart in every way. So that's why I picked it.
And then I think, art is so powerful sometimes. Really
Yes.
hitting exactly where we are in our lives and the things that we feel or think. It's incredible. And you really put it all into the music, and it was so beautiful.
Thank you. I messed up the lyrics, but like I said, I'm still working on this song. So I was very excited to sort of practice and work on it tonight. But it's an incredible, and the movie's coming out too. So I'm excited about that.
Honestly, I was just so tuned in. I didn't even.
Thank you.
It was just so engaging and so beautiful.
Oh my goodness! Somebody just jumped on. Hi, this is my son. This is Hendrix. Hi.
Hi. Great
my
name.
little boy. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
love it. Hi, Hendrix. It's lovely to meet you. We heard you're an expert drummer, and
he is, and he actually loves when I sing that song, but he drums to it, and he's got this whole like swing arrangement. So maybe we'll do that one time, but I don't know.
We're doing it tomorrow.
Okay, we're doing it tomorrow.
We would love to we'd love to hear you, Hendrix. You're doing better. You're doing incredible things. A real genius.
You're doing incredible things too, Samella, and tonight and Arts for Immigrants. That was, it's just been a really beautiful night. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here, Hendrix. Thank you for being our superstar guest. We are so happy to have you. And one day, hopefully, you'll drum on our show. That'd be incredible.
Maybe you'll drum on the show someday. Okay, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll put it right in the back of it.
Okay.
That's perfect.
All right.
We're going to get that done. No doubt.
It's past his bedtime.
You won't see me, but you'll see.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh.
I'm this close to crying.
Oh my gosh. This was not planned, but man, did you watch the performance in the other room? Did you like it?
I watched you, but then I came in here and I was like, okay, I'm going to tiptoe in here.
All right.
Thank you so much, Donna.
Thank you,
Hendrix.
Thank
we
you.
love having you both. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. That was I'm not gonna cry, but that was beautiful. The next performer we have is Joomin Hwang singing Ease My Mind by Ben Platt. I hope you enjoy.
Most days I wake up with a pit in my chest. There are thoughts that I can't put to rest. There's a worry that I can't place. Most nights I am restless and quiet won't come. So I lay there and wait for the sun. There's a trouble that won't show its face. You came out of nowhere, and you cut through the noise. I make sense to the madness when I listen to your voice. Darling, only you can ease my mind. Help me leave these lonely thoughts behind. When they pull me under, and I can feel my sanity start to unwind. Darling, only you can ease my mind. I'll admit, for the moment I felt so afraid, just to show you the mess that I made. There are pieces I usually hide, but when you collect me with your steady hand, with a language that I understand, I feel put back together inside. You came out of nowhere, and you cut through all the noise. I make sense to the madness when I listen to your voice. Oh, darling, only you can ease my mind. Oh, help me leave these lonely thoughts behind. When they pull me under, and I can feel my sanity start to unwind. Darling, only you can ease my mind. Darling, only you can ease my mind. Help me leave these lonely thoughts behind. When they pull me under, and I can feel my sanity start to unwind. Darling, only you can ease my mind.
Oh my goodness, Joomin, that was beautiful.
Hi guys.
That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
So, why did you choose that song for tonight?
So last year was tough for everyone. I have my lovely wife, but it was tough for us because I'm an immigrant and Broadway was shut down, and I have really uncertain future, and we were like, I didn't know what to do. But when I heard this song, when I first listened to this song, it was like, wow, this is like what I want to say to my wife now, because everything is crazy, kind of, at that moment, but you really ease my mind, and I feel like I can do everything because you're with me. So you had really strong connection with me. I love to. I like last year I sang this song a lot. So yeah, I'm glad to sing this song.
That is absolutely lovely. And you mentioned that you're an immigrant, and we spoke yesterday that you came from Korea.
Yes.
So, how has art been a safe space for you as an immigrant to this country?
I grew up in Korea, yes. And then I moved here when I was 28. So it was a big transition. I didn't know how to speak English. So first couple of years, I was mostly listening rather than speaking. So I felt like I wasn't. It's a really weird feeling that I am here, but I'm not here at the same time. Like I'm not exist. It was weird. But when I'm singing and dancing, I felt like that was my home. And whenever, like how hard or like every time everything looks like it's so impossible to moving forward. Singing and dancing and acting found me home, and like I don't know, it was therapeutic. It was healing. Very like it's yeah. Without art, I might have already left this country maybe with all that's like hardships. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm so glad that you were able to find that safe space in art. And I hope that, going forward, as things open up and things kind of pull back with the pandemic, that you just have incredible success because you're so talented. And I'm so excited to see the incredible things you're going to do.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here, Joomin.
Awesome. Thank you.
That was incredible. And it's important to emphasize again that, like Joomin said, art is a safe space for a lot of people. And for immigrants coming to this country, art is a place of healing and a place of therapy. And that's why Arts for Immigrants is such an important organization. Please don't forget to donate to the Venmo if you can. Anything helps. Our next performers are Matt DeAngelis and Christine Dwyer singing You Matter to Me from Waitress.
I could find the whole meaning of life in those sad eyes. They've seen things you never quite say, but I hear, come out of hiding, I'm right here beside you. And I'll stay there as long as you'll let me, because you matter to me. Simple and plain and not much to ask from somebody. You matter to me. I promise you do. You matter too. I promise you do. You'll see. You matter to me.
It's addictive the minute you let yourself think. The things that I say just might matter to someone. All of this time I've been keeping my mind on the running away. And for the first time I think I'd consider the stay. Because you matter to me. Simple and plain and not much to ask from somebody. You matter to me. simple and plain, and not much to ask from somebody. You matter to me. I promise you, don't matter hiding, I'm right. You matter too. As long as you have me, you matter too. You matter to me. You'll see. You matter to me.
Hi, Matt and Christine.
Hey, Samella, how are you?
Wow, how's it going? Well, how are you guys?
You're great.
We're great. Thank you so much for that absolutely beautiful performance. So I wanted to ask, how did you guys get your start in the arts? And I know you guys are having incredible success. Where did you begin?
Well, it's actually funny. So we're both from Massachusetts originally, near Boston. And even though we went on to do stuff in New York, we actually went to the same preschool and then went on to get married. So it's super weird. But yeah, I got my start. My mom dragged me kicking and screaming to my first audition when I was 8 years old because I wouldn't stop singing at the house. And sort of the rest is history. I grew up playing basketball. I played basketball in college and then went on to do musical theater, but did musical theater the whole time. So my whole life was like basketball, theater, and then headed on down to New York.
Yeah, mine was sort of similar, except that I didn't actually do theater when I was younger. I only did the school plays, and it wasn't really anything that that my family really knew that I cared about, other than the fact that I just had a lot of energy as a kid. But I was sort of similar. I was really focused on swimming, and also I loved to sing around the house. And when it came to actually just trying to figure out, what I wanted to go to college for, it was kind of a no-brainer for me. So it was really not until I was a little bit older that I actually decided to go into this for a living. But for me, it was kind of like public school plays and community theater. It wasn't professional theater at all when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm. It's so cool. You guys are a Broadway power couple. That's incredible. And I know we talked about you guys valuing giving back to the arts. I just want, how do you guys give back to the artistic community, and what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we kind of had a side hustle going for a long time when we were both working on Broadway and tours of teaching young professionals sort of audition prep and audition technique, et cetera. But then, when the pandemic happened, A, there were no auditions, and B, all those professional actors and semi-professional actors didn't have jobs anymore. So they stopped taking, and we had to pivot to, the people who still had a little bit of time and the passion and the opportunity to still do this. So we pivoted to teens, and we've really kind of expanded our teaching studio to be mostly at this point, we will obviously transition back to at least including young professionals when we're done. But, primarily right now we're teaching teenagers and college bound musical theater students. And it's really been so incredible to get involved with these kids on such a grassroots level and sort of getting in on the ground floor of who these people are going to be as artists as they grow.
And they're also just like, kids today are so much smarter and more worldly than I was growing up. So it's also just really cool to see what kids are talking about now. Like younger people are just having more important conversations than I remember having as a kid. So it's been really awesome.
That's incredible. And I know that so much positive things will come out of you guys pouring into young people. And I'm so glad that you do it. And I also wanted to ask, what do you hope for going forward as we come out of the pandemic for the artistic community? What are you hoping for?
I mean, I think we all hope for this last year and a half where we've been sitting on the couch, glued to our TVs, glued to our computer screens, learning a lot of, especially in the arts community, when we haven't been able to go to work, we've been able to sit back and actually reflect on what our industry is and how we can be better and what hasn't been good enough. beforehand. And I think that going back, our biggest hope is that all of the things that we're talking about are actually put into practice, that there is inclusion, that there is diversity, that there is equitable inclusion for all people, including immigrants, including people trying to come into this country to actually do this, who have a different perspective and even more interesting voice when it comes to certain things going forward.
Yeah, that last story of our last singer was
it was
incredible.
And
you're 28 years old, don't speak the language.
Yeah.
You decide you want to come over here and be a part of the arts community. It's amazing.
And now you're doing this concert, and like that's amazing.
It's magic.
That's what we want more of, and we want more.
And so one of our other side hustles is one of the guys who stood up in our wedding, Larkin Bogan from Wicked. Him and I started a production company during this, where we do like large scale streamed corporate events. And we put together this Broadway style show. And one of our first things we wanted a diverse team. We wanted a diverse performing dais. We wanted people to get a sense of all the things that we've been talking about in this year of shutdown, right? We wanted the people sitting at home, the 20,000 people that streamed the event or whatever, we wanted them to see what Broadway actually looks like. And I think it's two different conversations, right? We have a lot of work to do on the institutional side of Broadway, right? About giving people of color, giving immigrants, giving women voices in decision-making positions, right? Like that's number one. But that's an institutional thing that is going to turn slower than we wish, but I think it's turning, and it's really exciting to see people asking the right questions and pushing that the way it is. When it comes to what the room is going to look like, what was so encouraging to me creating this thing and bringing a bunch of friends who looked a bunch of different ways, we brought in a bunch of different people, was that the room still felt like the room. Now, I think that was partially because we established a leadership structure that made everybody feel heard, that made everybody feel welcome, that made everybody feel safe, which is one of your other questions for the other performers.
Mm-hmm.
But what's so cool is that like, it still feels like we all believe in the thing, right? Everybody was so pumped to have a gig. Everybody was pumped to make money. Everybody was pumped to sing songs and come together in a room. And like, it was so stressful because we had like 15 different cameras and it was live streamed and it was watched by all these people. And like to watch people be stressed and to pull up and do what we do, to put on a show and to hold hands and sing Kumbaya and then bring it when action is called, the room is going to be fine, right? We've got so far to go. And we're already moving that way, like I said, with institutional stuff. But man, let me tell you, when rooms open up again, I think
it's going to be pretty magical. Place
yeah,
to be,
the room is going to be A-okay. And I'm excited to be a part of moving things forward.
Yeah,
definitely. I think, this past year, people have been so starved for art and beauty and what comes out of the artistic community that I think there'll be so much more appreciation and just people enjoying art and people giving their art. And we're so glad you're able to give your art here tonight and share what you're doing. I just want to, throw in your, what you do for young people is called The Working Studio, correct?
Yes. www.theworkingstudio.net.
Awesome. Everyone, please go check it out. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us. And everybody watching, please give as generously as you can.
And please donate.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This has been an absolutely incredible show. We are coming to the end of the show now. And I want to thank all the performers who have given their art and their stories tonight. It has been just an incredible opportunity to host this show and to watch everyone just do what they are so good at and just give us a little bit of themselves in their art. I want to thank the Cabaret on the Couch team, Tori, Hannah, Elizabeth, and Ian. Thank you so much for asking me and trusting me to host this. I was scared and I did not think I could, but you guys were so kind and encouraging. Thank you so much. I'm honored to be able to give the final song of the night. The song is from one of my favorite musicals, and I chose it because I think, like so many of the other songs sang tonight, it gives such a positive message. And it's a message that I hope everyone watching can really absorb and take in and truly believe and spread that message to others, that you are smart and you're special, important, and you have something to offer the world that no one else can offer. And like this song says, you are too beautiful for words. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I've always been the kind of girl who had a lot to say. I've said the things that's on my mind, too dumb to shy away. But you hush my mouth and still me with a song I've never heard. I guess that means you're beautiful, too beautiful for words. I've seen this life from high and low, and all that's in between. I dance with dukes, crew with counts, been courted like a queen. But when I see what's in your heart, all the rest is blurred. The grace you bring into this world is too beautiful for words. You hide your head under your wings, just like a little bird. Don't you know that you are so beautiful, too beautiful for words? Oh, don't you know you're too beautiful for words? Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and for joining us tonight. I ask that you please don't forget to donate to Arts for Immigrants so that we can support people who need it. I'm so grateful that you're all here and grateful for this opportunity. Love and light to all of you. Have a great night.